up, crew? What day is it? Wednesday? Happy Wednesday. Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome back to a little agency therapy. It's a beautiful day in Nashville. Really excited that you guys are joining in today. Got a fun one for you today. Kind of a two-parter, if I'm going to be completely honest. We're going to do a little live build out today. We're going to play a little bit inside of ChatGPT. I've been wanting to build out for a very long time. Uh, how to utilize ChatGPT in AI on building out Twitter content. So we're going to play around today, just kind of see what magic we can make in about an hour today. But also want to show you guys just some of the design, some of the pieces that go into us creating some of our lead magnets. I think it's important to understand why we do a lot of these resources and how we utilize them, and specifically how we use them for marketing efforts on bringing people into our ecosystem by giving out free resources like this. So kind of a two-parter, two-purpose on this live stream today. But if you guys are in the chat, let me know. Let me know if you guys are hanging out today. We got Lee Media, we got the Tylers in the building. Love to see it. So let me know if anyone else is tuning in today. We'll love to hear some chatters in the stream, baby. So let's go ahead and hop into it today. Relatively straightforward. Can you hear me okay, Tyler? I think we're good. All right. Yes, sir. Okay. So let's go ahead and jump in. First thing I want to do is kind of show you guys how we start cultivating a resource specifically for an opt-in. Okay. And so let me pop open my screen real quick. I'm just going to share my whole window. That way we can switch between a couple different tabs here. So you guys are pretty familiar with the agency therapy stream board by now, but I'm actually going to take us out of here for a hot second and just bring open a brand new board. So if you guys aren't utilizing Miro for free resources, it actually has a really great share feature. And we're not going to do any templates or anything inside of here. But if we open up the share button here, let's give it a title. This one will be, let's do Twitter AI training. Okay. Because that's what we're going to build out today. But if you look inside of here, it has a really easy way that we can specifically share this. One, we can enter people's emails, which is normally not what we do, but we can set this to, our team can edit this, but anyone with the link can view. And then we can actually set a password for it too, if we want to. So if I want to set a password, we can set a password. I won't right now, but it allows you to be able to get an opt-in and give that password at the end of the opt-in, which is kind of nice. So and then you just copy the link over. You can even get it embedded too if you wanted to, but you just copy the link over and bring it into a landing page, and it allows you to essentially do an opt-in, which is super effective. If you guys haven't seen any of the resources we build out, the visual of some of these resources, we'll hop back here into the Twitter AI in just a second, but like let's go into like LinkedIn lead generation, for example. When you can take a screenshot of something like this, it's just very visually accepting, and it's very visually attractive. And people are very curious on like, okay, well, what's he saying inside of here? And then you can just like link a video inside of it for the training. So it's like, hey, watch this and then follow along on the training. And it literally lays it out word for word. So if you guys aren't using this style as an opt-in, these are so easy to make. Miro is one of the most user-friendly platforms when it comes to like laying out structures like this. Like I made all of this, and I'm horrible with creative stuff. At least I guess from my perspective, I guess I'm halfway decent if I can create this stuff. But you can bring in screenshots and things like that. It makes things really easy. So if you guys aren't utilizing this as a free resource to get leads for yourself, would highly recommend it. When I post this stuff on my Instagram, when I post it on Twitter, I mean, we'll have 10, 15, 20 people that will opt in to get a resource like this. So it does work really well. So just a little tip on like, this is why we do it this way in like a more visual format, because people like visuals. A lot of people are visual learners. And so when you can put it into like graphs and flow charts and things, people are like, oh, that's cool. And you can get their attention a little bit easier. So kind of keep that in mind as we're building out this resource today, because that's going to be the main point of the resource. Okay. All right, Twitter AI training. And then what we do, if you haven't noticed, we'll go back for 2 seconds here. We'll build out like thumbnails too for specific resources if we want to make it a little bit more legit. So just a little hack there for you guys. If you guys are joining in, a couple of guys kind of joining in now. Drop a comment in the chat. Let me know that you're here. Let me know that you're active in the chat. If you're excited for some Twitter AI, let me know. This is something that's going to be fresh and new. This is not something that I pre-built, but I'm going to show you guys one, how I create some of the resources that we create, but also, how I kind of do my due diligence and building out a training specifically like this. I don't know if we'll get through the full thing today, but we're going to play around a little bit in AI. We're going to take some screenshots. I'll share with you the application I use for screenshots to actually. I know it sounds crazy, but I don't know why. I'm like in love with this screenshot plugin for Google, and I'll share that with you guys here in a minute as well. So a couple applications that you guys are going to need on the for the AI side, of course, ChatGPT, which we have some pre-prompts going here. I was playing with it a little bit earlier today. In Hype Fury, if you guys aren't familiar with Hype Fury, this is how we schedule out a lot of our tweets. I think it's actually empty right now. I think I ran out of tweets this morning. So I have to. This is perfect. I'll be able to populate a few tweets. So two pieces of tech that we're using here. I don't know exactly how much they charge us for this thing. Yeah, so it's $53 for Hype Fury, which is it's a little expensive, but it works really well. So highly recommended that you get it. And this is kind of what the queue looks like. You'll come in here, put your tweets in. It'll pre-prompt you with some stuff as well. But we utilize Hype Fury for a lot of our tweets, and then you can also have it double post to LinkedIn. You can have it post to Facebook as well. So couple different options there as you guys are scheduling things out if you want to double post onto multiple platforms. All right, so let's go into ChatGPT for a hot second here. So, as you guys know, ChatGPT is only as good as the prompts that you give it. So, the initial prompt that I kind of gave ChatGPT for this is kind of giving it like a mission, right? So, I would like you to be my personal Twitter assistant. Our goal throughout this conversation in this thread is to create the best Twitter content for SMMA owners and grow our following from 2,000 followers to 20,000 followers by the end of the year. I need your full commitment towards this goal. Are you in? Right. I always like to ask it like little questions on the back end of like, hey, are you in on this? Absolutely, I'm in. I'll do my best to generate engaging and valuable Twitter content for SMA owners. Will work on creating tweets that inform, engage, and encourage interactions such as likes, shares, and comments. Let's get started. And so it kind of gave me a little bit of a Twitter strategy, prompted me with some topics, and I said, "Hey, that's great and all, but uh, I like that you're generating ideas already. Got to give it some positive feedback. You never know when AI is going to become a really real thing, and if you disrespect your AI, it's just going to turn on you one day. So I'm always very polite to our AI. Okay, be polite to your AI, guys. Come on. However, before we get started, start generating ideas, I would like you to look at the following Twitter profiles for context of our audience and who we're going to engage with and model our content around. Okay. So I gave it a couple profiles here. We got Mr. Nick Shackelford, Twitter profile, Eddie Maloof, Nicholas Kirchner, Iman Godzi, Phoenix Ha, Gary Vaynerchuk. And then I ask it, hey, do you understand the profile? Okay. And then it pumps me a prompt back that says, as an AI language model, I don't have direct browsing capabilities to access live content from the web, basically telling me that I can't, that they can't do this. Okay. Man, Apex Chef, get out of here with that Tweet Hunter stuff. All right, man, that ain't it. I'm just kidding. No, Tweet Hunter is actually really great as well. So if you guys um, are kind of debating between Hype Fury, Tweet Hunter, they're both great. They both work really well. I don't really have a preference one or over the other. I just chose Hype Fury. I don't know why. So glad Kirch made it on that list. He's got to, man. He's got to. He's the OG, the youngest OG to ever exist is Nicholas Kirchner. All right. So taking a look at this list here, and I could have added a few more, but basically based on what we mentioned, I can make some educated assumptions. So, oh, what's up, Nikita? Good to see you, brother. So it's making some educated assumptions for us, okay, which is relatively straightforward, and the assumptions are relatively spot on. And he said if you want to create content similar to these figures, it's important to understand what makes their content successful, so on and so forth. Okay. And so all I asked after that is, hey, can you give me your best shot at a profile around these names? And then I can confirm if it's accurate, right? And then it gave me a profile. I confirmed that it was accurate. I said, hey, this is pretty spot on. Please remember this as we start creating topics for future content. Okay. And then of course it prompts me with more. Sometimes sometimes ChatGPT will just kind of give you some extra without you even asking it. Okay. Um, cool. So that's kind of where I'm at so far. Now let me show you how we actually turn this into a Twitter resource or into a resource in general. You can post it on Twitter, but you can also post it other places as well. Okay. So this is my favorite plugin. So it's called Awesome Chat GPT Screenshot and Screen Recorder. Oh, maybe that's not the name of it. I don't know exactly what it's called. Hold on, let me look at my plugins real quick. Let me find the actual name. Oh, it is that. That is what it's called. Okay. Awesome Chat GPT screenshot. Hold on, let me hover back over it again. Awesome ChatGPT screenshot and screen recorder. Okay. Uh, it is one of the best screenshot applications. I would use this over the native feature inside of that Apple has. Like this thing is legit. Okay. So you can do a couple different things here. You can take a picture of the visible part, full page, selected area, the entire screen, right? We're just going to do selected area. So it's going to kind of give this gray. And then I'm going to take a picture of this prompt here. Okay, and then we're just gonna hit capture. Pretty straightforward for a screen capture. Okay, but what's cool is that it gives you a couple options up here to do a couple different things. So if you guys were like making like case studies with screenshots from your Slack channel, for example, like it's got a blur tool, so I can come in here and like I can blur out a certain section if I want to, which is pretty cool. And you can do it all right here in the editing side of things. You could drop in text if you want to, right? You can also draw arrows to certain points that you're trying to point out, right? So if you want to do that, you can change the colors on all of that as well. So there's a lot of features that you can, but one thing that they have in the beta right now is this border. I absolutely love this border because you can do a couple different things. Oh, the image is too small to add a border. That's crazy. Okay, so they have a browser border, which is pretty cool, but you can do like a padding, make the size a little bit smaller. Okay, just making it a little bit more visually acceptable. We love that. We love that Hydra purple, you know? We love to see it. So we can bring that in. Okay. And honestly, it looks like slightly off centered, so I might not even use a border, but we'll just leave it for now. It's not a huge deal. Maybe we'll make it black. No, we're gonna leave it purple. Okay. And then we can get that screen capture, we can download it. Boom. And then this will be one of the first parts of our resource. Okay. So relatively simple, and then we just close out of that. Okay. And then kind of keep going. Right? And then what we can do is we can bring this over into Miro, and in here, let's do this instead. This is way easier. Just show it in the folder, and then we can drag it in. Boom, just like that. Okay. And then boom, there we go. We got our first screenshot for the resource that we're starting to build. And this is literally how I build all of our resources, is just taking screenshots, building flows out, right? So we can build something along the lines of, and we can start it here with a little square. Okay. And maybe we title this, ChatGPT training, which or Twitter AI training, right? And then from here we can kind of give our prompts, right? So pre-prompt ChatGPT. Yeah, and we're live, so I'm not going to go too in depth here on some of this stuff, but I'll put a little bit more detail into it down the road. So screenshot of that, and then what I'll probably do as well is include the actual script itself, so it can be copy and pasted over. Okay, relatively easy. So we'll just copy this. Actually, is this the copy button? I don't think so. I think that's just to change it. And boom, just like that, you have the first step in your resource. Okay, and then we can tie this down here, right? Okay, boom, just like that. First step in your resource complete. Okay. So pre-prompt chat GPT. I would like for you to be my personal Twitter assistant, our goal throughout the conversation. And then you can, just edit this. Maybe you're already at 20,000 followers. Maybe your goal is to get to 100,000 followers, right? By the end of the year. Okay. And then we get your full commitment on that, right? Now, that could be like the first step of our resource there. At some point, we'll probably need to get screenshots of of Hype Fury or Tweet Hunter or whatever, and drag and drop that in. Relatively easy. But let's go down to the prompts for a second here. Let's finish out a few of these prompts, and then we can go back and actually do some more screenshots and get our resource all lined up and ready to roll. So As far as producing content ideas, there's actually plugins now for ChatGPT, which is kind of nice, where you can ask it to generate video summaries. So I have a second piece here that generates video summaries from YouTube videos, right? So I don't know, I clicked on a random one, and let's see, which one was it here? So the video title for this one was ChatGPT plus Zapier plugin equals social media monster, right? And then I asked, hey, what's the quick summary of this? And then from there, I transcribed the video. Now, if you guys are looking to enable plugins, you actually have to go into the settings, and it's in beta features. You have to pay for this, by the way. So if you guys don't have the beta features, it's probably because you're not paying for it. ChatGPT is $20 a month, but the plugins, you're just going to enable that, close out, and then those plugins, when you start a new chat, that's not a new chat. This is a new chat. When you start a new chat, it's going to ask you if you want to do default or with plugins. Okay. Now the plugins make it to where you can't really change anything after the plugins have been selected. So just know you can't like deselect the plugin once it's activated. Okay. And so with these plugins, there's a couple different ones, and you can select from a list. This one's called Video Insights, and it's just built into ChatGPT, so you can interact with online video platforms like YouTube, and basically ask it to um, download the script from it, right? And then that's where you can pull content from, which is kind of nice. So, um, is it, is it your own content? Not really. Not really, but essentially all content is reused at some point in time. So don't let that kind of block you from creating content. Like this is just a way to generate ideas, generate topics, right? From specific videos. I'm not saying like rip word for word some of these videos. But let's do this real quick. Let's do YouTube, Hermosi. Okay. We'll go to Hermosi's channel here. Let's pick out a video. Let's do one that's somewhat applicable to what we do. All right, let's do the 55. Uh, Watch these 55 minutes if you want to be a millionaire in 2022. Okay. So let's go ahead and download this into ChatGPT real quick. Da, 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 da. Okay, we got the video insights. Cool. And then I'll ask it is, can you give me a summary on this video? All you have to do is drop the link, and then it will start downloading. Sometimes the prompt's a little funky, so it'll kind of go through this circle of death for a hot second here. But sometimes it will say that it can't process the video. If you just rerun it, a lot of times it works. Okay, so boom, we have our summary here inside of ChatGPT that it's giving us specifically on Hermosi's video. I don't think this is a very detailed summary, so I might ask it for a detailed summary. Can you make this a detailed summary with bullet points? Okay, so once again, those pre-prompts really matters. Okay, got it. So note that. Okay, so it has to be 15 minutes long. I didn't know that. Okay, so it can't do 55 minutes. Let's select another video real quick. What is one that is 15 minutes long here? That would be good. Let's go with ultimate ultimate motivation. Cool. Let's do this one here. Maybe the summary will be a little bit better. Can you create a detailed summary of this video with bullet points? These are just better with bullet points, you know? And Eve, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Let's go. Hydra in the building. Let's get it. You like the QR code? and logo at the top left of the stream. Thanks, man. Are you being sarcastic, Tyler? Are you being serious? All right. Sweet. Okay. Perfect. So this is the summary that we were looking for, essentially. Okay. Okay. So it's given that summary real fast. Um, decent amount of bullet points here. Okay. And then what I'll do is I will take just the bullet points and I'll bring it over into my YouTube Genius Assistant. Okay. And then I'll specifically ask it based off of these bullet points. Can you create 5 for subjects for me to write about? Okay. I'll just give it all that. Mm, mm, mm. Boom. Okay. And we can specifically give Hermosi credit on some of these points, right? And then I can dissect this a little bit more, create a nice little hook from a few of these titles that it gave me, right? And then from there we can say from the bullet points given in the last prompt, can you write me a thread? We'll see what it gives out here. Probably not the best prompt ever, but and of course I'd make some edits to this, so I probably wouldn't use emojis in any of my tweets. Tyler, these have been up here the whole time. These are on every live stream. The other Tyler. Yeah, the QR code for the Facebook group and the Hydra logo. It's up there every week, brother. Yahweh.
It just looks different.
Yeah,
Like I've been watching it, it just looks cleaner.
yeah, it's probably because it's on a black backdrop. I don't know. It does look kind of nice though, doesn't it?
Yeah, you and your webcam. I'm impressed.
Hey, we run an impressive stream here. All right, so here's the tweet that I kind of laid out for us. What I'll probably do is just copy and paste this into into Hype Fury, and then just make my edits. Okay, inside of Hype Fury. This is from yesterday. How do I refresh this here? Okay. So for tomorrow, say I wanted to create a thread. I don't know if it's going to let me. Okay, it does. Okay, it's kind of unorganized. So we might just have to do it one piece at a time here. So I'll probably just delete these out of here real fast. Okay. So I'll take it one piece at a time. Let's do a little split screen here. Let's pull Hype Fury on this side. And let's pull YouTube Genius on this side. Boom. My computer's not liking that for some reason. Okay, cool. All right, I have it on half screen right now, which I don't think it only shows you guys one of them at a time. That's fine though. This is just a little bit easier for me, but I'll click back and forth that way you guys can see what's going on here. All right, so basically what I'll do is I'll just upload all of this. Okay, and I'll make edits to this because like ChatGPT still has to learn like kind of like writing style and what you specifically are wanting from it. Like it's not gonna have my writing style, unfortunately, right off the bat here. But I'm still gonna copy and paste these straight in and then make all my edits accordingly, right? So, but it just wrote literally a tweet for me and a thread for me in 30 seconds. Now the pre-prompts and everything, it gets a little bit easier as you go along, but this is saving me a ton of time. And for me, like I try to post a few threads every single week. And this is just an easy way to generate ideas. Okay. So once again, you don't want to utilize all of this word for word, but we'll go through and actually edit some of this stuff. That way we can make it sound human and not so robotic. I've actually watched this 55-minute video like 3 or 4 times, so I've got good context on it. All right, cool. So this would be the start of our thread. We'll scroll back up to the top here. So just finished watching an inspiring video by Alex Ramosi. Watch these 55 minutes. Okay, so what I would probably do is I would start out here. I've watched at Alex Ramosi. Is that Ramosi? Yeah, it is. I've watched Alex Ramosi's. Watch these 55 minutes if you want to be a millionaire in 2022. At least three, 3 to 4 times now. Okay. I pull new takeaways each time I watch it. Here's a few of my favorites. Okay. So just humanizing it just a little bit more. I think if you're oh, I'm not on the I'm on the wrong one. It's still on ChatGPT. Here, let me move back to the other screen real quick. Window. Entire screen. This is what I want. Okay. Now you guys can see both. There we go. Okay, so I've watched Alex Ramos's. Watch these 55 minutes if you want to be a millionaire in 2022 at least 3 or 4 times. Now I pull new takeaways each time I watch it. Here's a few of my favorites. Okay, and I'll do a little colon there, and then we'll go into the first point. So this video is all about investing and growing businesses. Alex shares his journey of becoming a millionaire with many insightful tips and strategies. Okay, don't need this. Just gonna get rid of it. Okay. Alex's approach is unique. He makes money by buying and growing various types of businesses, from scaling YouTube and propelling. Okay, probably not going to use that either. Um, pull that one out. Okay, this is probably the first one that I'll build off of. Is specifically around about his reach. It has over 2 million views with 80K likes. This is a good place to kind of kick things off. Okay. Um, as far as like building out a thread specifically for this. So I'll jump in here specifically, take out this piece here. Um, crazy about this video is that I'm not the only one who has probably watched it a few times. It has over 2 million views, 8K likes, 1.7 comments. Clearly, Alex's advice is resonating with many. So many of the key topics he dives into is skill stacking, entrepreneurial motivation, and real business tips. These are gold mines for anyone looking to master their craft and succeed. While watching, I also stumbled upon another eye-opening video. Alex how to stop trying to be happy. Okay, so unfortunately, it's not giving me a lot here, and specifically what I want. Um, but what we can do is take some of these other pieces down here. In this video, he shares a counterintuitive approach, success, urging to embrace negative emotions and use them as a tool for building the life that we want. Okay. Um, it's a little bit too vague, right? So we need more specifics pulled out of the video in order for this to really work well. So maybe we go back to ChatGPT and ask for more specifics. Um, this one's not bad. Um, success isn't about being happy and passionate. Sometimes it's about accepting the current circumstances and grinding hard, even by negative experiences. I think that one is a good tweet in the thread. And then Alex's videos are a fresh take on the journey. Yeah, I think that's a good way to wrap it up. But we need like a couple more points in here as far as key takeaways. Um, So let's go back to this one here. Okay. Okay, this is the video summary. Trying to think of the right one here. Um, okay, so this is it. Can you give me more detailed takeaways from the Alex Hermosi video? This one works a little bit better here. Man, Chad GPT. That's what it's acting like right now. Okay, here we go. Way better. Way better. So I'll probably just pull these points directly into the thread. Because this is exactly what I was looking for. Not whatever it gave me the first time. Honestly, I'll probably get rid of this one as well. Here's a few of my favorites. We'll just bring these over. Way better. These are way better tweets. Let's just go ahead and drop these ones out of here. Which one was this? Is that the right one? No, I think that was the wrong one. Oops. Whoops. All right. Let's start from here. Redefine success. Vision and consequences. So once again, it's learning the right prompts. It's learning how to best utilize the prompts, which ones don't work. That way, obviously, this one took a little bit longer, but that's mostly because we didn't know the right prompts to use. Now we know, right? And then when I turn this into a resource, the prompts will be clean, right? Because we're doing all of the testing right now. All right, get rid of that one. Now, all of these kind of start with Hermosi. I don't really like that all of them start with Hermosi. So what we'll do is we'll come back in once again, make our quick edits. Okay. Do what is required. Okay, we don't need to say Hermosi believes. Right. So he says Hermosi believes in doing what is required, not just doing one's best. Okay. Do what's required. Let me say Hermosi here, right? We just want to change up some of the language. Okay. Outcome over motivation. We just say it's. Oops. It's it emphasizes that people care more about the outcome of their work, not the personal motivations. Mosey suggests that lacking. Or here, let's do this. Let's do lacking. Lacking passion is not an excuse for failure, right? Okay. So once again, we're just humanizing this a little bit more. Like this feels very robotic in some of this. And we're just taking out like that's the thing with ChatGPT is a lot of times it will repeat a lot of the same beginnings of sentences like Hermosi expresses, Hermosi emphasizes, Hermosi acknowledges, right? Hermosi shares. We're trying to take a lot of that robotic feel out of the tweet. That's where you're still gonna have to play with the ChatGPT prompts, try to humanize it a little bit more. But I think it's going to be a while before we get it to a point where it's like automatically like learning our voice, right? So for now, it gives us the frameworks, it gives us the whole layout, and then we can just oh, I just noticed that I'm editing this and my face is in the way. So let's do this. Boop, we'll bring it back full screen. Oh my gosh, it's still on the left side here. Let's just do this. We'll switch it. We shall switch it. There we go. Okay. So fear of not doing, Hermosi expresses a deep fear. Okay. Okay, that looks good. Change this one up just a little bit as well. It's emphasized. Rosie acknowledges that not all tasks that lead to success are enjoyable, however, they are necessary. Okay. So we could just do this one like we start from not, right? Just take this beginning part out. Not all tasks lead to success and are enjoyable. Not all tasks that lead to success are enjoyable, however, they are necessary and must be done in progress. Okay. Once again, we're just going to take out some of this language. It's just so unnecessary. You can dislike. Because we dislike the alternative more. Okay, does that make sense? Not all tasks that lead to success are enjoyable. However, they are necessary and must be done to progress. You can dislike many daily tasks, but we do them because we dislike the alternatives more. Boom. Okay. The role of pain. Pain can be used as a driving force. That's kind of what we'll say here. Pain can be used as a driving force for success. He suggests that pain of moving forward must be less than the pain of going back. Okay. So basically, all we can do here is we're just omitting stuff, right? That's like the easiest part about this. So the pain of moving forward must be less than the pain of going back. Okay. Vision and consequences, having a big vision for one's life and imagining negative consequences and not achieving it can serve as strong motivators. This approach can help maintain focus and determination. That one works for me. Redefine success. The traditional notion of success often ties it to happiness. Hormozy challenges this idea, stating that, and I'm cool with like using one of these, but not in every single one, right? Saying that success can also be achieved through hard work and perseverance, even in the absence of passion and happiness. Okay. Embrace negative emotion. Negative that negative emotions such as anger and pain can be powerful motivators. Uh, we'll just start from negative, right? So negative emotions such as anger and pain can be powerful motivators. Instead of suppressing these feelings, we just start from use it. So instead of suppressing these feelings, use them to drive towards your goals. Boom. That's it. There's our thread. Relatively easy. I don't think that was too bad. So a thread like this normally would probably like pulling the idea, writing the entire thread out, probably a 30-minute exercise would be my guess. I don't know. What did that take us? Like 10, 15 minutes? Something like that. And pretty decent thread. Like, yeah, we have to change some stuff still, but if we can cut down the time to write what, how many tweets is this? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. A 9 tweet thread in 15 minutes. That's pretty dang fast. So just kind of gives you an idea of how you can use ChatGPT to start utilizing this for threads. Now, here's the thing too. It doesn't have to be a thread, right? We can take these individually and post them. Okay, embrace the negative emotions, redefine success, right? We can create tweets specifically around each of these points if we wanted to. And we could fill up a feed, a week's worth of a feed in, I don't know, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, right? Because these could all be individual tweets. So one, two, three, four, five, six. Oh, it's numbered. I'm freaking awesome. All right, so there's 8 tweets here, right? If we post 2 to 3 times per day, I don't know why I have like 5 in here, but if we post 2 to 3 times per day, right? Like this takes care of, you know, quite a few tweets for the week. Now, changing up the style of tweet that you make is of course important, but for the most part, like this is going to give you a lot of content for the week. Okay. Boom. So we'll schedule this. We'll add it to the queue. We'll just kind of look at over it one more time. Yeah, looks good. Okay. So we'll let it run. Boom. We can also post this on Twitter as well, or on Facebook as well. So let's make this full screen for a second here. Always forget to do this beforehand. How do I edit this? Oh, here it is. They changed the icon for the edit button. It looks slightly different now. Okay, so this is what it looks like from a Facebook perspective. No, that's not right. That's not right. Oh, it's in advance. That's right. Okay, post to Facebook. Okay, this is what it will look out like on Facebook. This is the one bad thing. It looks like it's going to space it out. We'll let it kind of fly on Facebook, but I don't know why it's not letting me scroll up. We'll try the arrow key. Okay, cool. Yeah, so this will still post on Facebook. I'm curious if it will post in the right format and we'll have the spaces in there. But we'll let it fly. We'll see what it looks like tomorrow morning when it posts. We'll post it on LinkedIn as well. LinkedIn doesn't have weird formatting issues like Facebook does. Um, so that looks good. No need for that to be a carousel. I think carousel is more for pictures, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it is. Okay. Um, Post publicly. That looks good. So it'll go out on LinkedIn. It'll go out on Facebook, right? As well. Uh, it's not going to go out on Instagram. You can post Instagram, schedule Instagram posts through here, but you can't post reels, which is a majority of what we post on Instagram currently. So there's no point in really doing that. Cool. So we'll just hit the update button here. No auto DMs or anything. It's not a resource, a two-step resource. So boom. So I'm gonna go out on Instagram. Okay, took us, I don't know, probably 20 minutes to make, but I think I could get it down to 15 with the right prompts and after kind of running through this once, understanding how it works. Now, um, when I'm creating the resource, I'm just going to go back and go step by step into that resource and actually we'll bring this all back full circle now. So what I'll do is I'll go back. I'll probably clean up a few of these prompts, make it a little bit more cohesive and clean. Maybe shoot a secondary video from it as well, Loom video that will allow me um, to kind of show the process of me doing these points. But you kind of have to do like a dry run with it first in order to understand like where the sticking points are, and then create your training afterward, right? So I'll probably create a new chat with this, rerun this entire session that took us what, like 45 minutes in total to like get to like one Twitter thread. Um, but once it's set up, it's kind of set it and forget it. You don't necessarily need to reprompt it. You could just continue to do this. So I could upload another video now from YouTube and then be able to give it the prompts that it needs to actually do this, right? And when I create the resource for this, it'll make a lot more sense to the end consumer than it probably does on this live stream. But yeah, that's essentially how we create resources, but also how we're utilizing ChatGPT and video summaries to create more Twitter content. So relatively quick. That's a pretty long thread that we busted out here in about, from the time that the prompt was accurate, about 15, 20 minutes to create a thread that's 9 tweets long. So let me know if you guys have questions on that. Happy to jam a little bit more. I don't even know who's still here. Um, but hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that's helpful in how you guys are creating content. I'm gonna turn this into a resource and then at some point put it out for everyone to utilize. But uh, you know, utilize the resources that you guys have at your disposal. I mean, we have um, so much power at our fingertips with AI and utilizing it for creating, especially written content right now. You don't have to do it word for word. You can really tell the people that lack on making their own edits and making the tweet or the content that they're posting a little bit more human and humanizing uh, the actual uh, the actual posts that go out. If you don't humanize it, people kind of see through it, and it doesn't stick. It doesn't look good. It doesn't sound good. So, um, Ivo, what's up, man? Coming in from LinkedIn. You love to see it. Welcome, brother. Welcome to the stream. So if you guys do have questions on that, feel free to drop them in the chat. We'll keep it relatively short tonight. Little 45-minute stream. Actually, it's been 52 minutes, but we started a bit early. But let me know if you guys have questions on that. Happy to answer anything for you that we possibly can. This is relatively new for me, so like this was today's agency therapy was literally a playground to test and try things along with you guys, and then be able to eventually turn this into a full resource for our audience to utilize. Right, this is how we get opt-ins. This is how we get calls for our setters. Right, this is how we essentially build out a strong pipeline with strong opt-ins that don't need paid advertisement to necessarily run. Now, you can add paid ads on top of this, and it can really be powerful to get a bunch of opt-ins, but you don't need the opt-in. What's really nice about some of these resources is that you can kind of engagement bait a little bit of like, hey, comment, and we'll send you the resource, and that allows you to get a little bit more traction on your engagement, be able to get a few more eyeballs on the resource that you're posting because normally people are interested in getting something free. So and also it sets you apart as a kind of a market leader in your industry, whatever industry that you're going after. It allows you to say like, hey, like I'm someone that's creating stuff specifically for my community and our ideal clientels. And a lot of times it makes your sales conversations a little bit better too because they've downloaded resources from you, they've watched videos from you, and they're like, huh, you know, it's actually really helpful. I wonder what it looks like to work with them, right? So if you guys are running an agency and you're providing a ton of value for your ideal client, then a lot of times those sales become a lot easier because one, you have that market leader positioning of like, oh my gosh, like the stuff that this agency owner puts out, I utilize it. It's actually been really helpful in our path to growth. So just a few tips, tricks that we utilize specifically with a lot of the agency owners that we work with in order to get them a little bit more engagement. So hopefully that's helpful. Good stuff, guys. I didn't see any questions come in, but I appreciate you guys hanging out on a little agency therapy on a Wednesday. If there's certain topics that you guys want to see, feel free to drop a comment after the live stream's up. We'd be happy to go through any content that you guys want. If you guys are struggling with certain parts of the agency, we can go a little bit deeper on those strategies. We'll give you the playbook. Anything that you guys are looking for, we can help you guys out on building, growing, and scaling agencies. So. Thanks for tuning in. We will catch you guys in the next one. We'll be back Saturday morning, for a little morning stream, 9:30 a.m. So come hang out there. We'll be building out some more cool stuff, giving out some more free resources as usual. So come hang out 9:30 a.m. Saturday, and we'll be back around on Wednesday evening next week as well. All right, team. We will catch you in the next.